Just Talk Black Show. Disclosure Statement. Disclaimer. The views and opinions shared on the Just Talk Black Show are those of the hosts and guests, and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the show, its sponsors, or affiliates. This show is a space for open, honest, and respectful dialogue within the Black community. Some conversations may include sensitive topics, strong language, or personal opinions that are intended to spark thought and encourage positive change. Listener discretion is advised. All guests are responsible for the accuracy of their statements and agree to participate voluntarily. By appearing on the show, guests give permission for their audio, video, and likeness to be recorded and distributed across Just Talk Black's platforms. Let's talk real. Let's talk truth. Let's just talk Black.
Real voices, real talk. This is the Just Talk Black Show with DJ Purpose. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. sharp. Every story, every struggle, every win we claim. We speak it loud, but respect on our name. Yeah. Let's talk black, we shine, we grow. Building up the people every Thursday on the Just Talk Black Show. From pain into pride, let the whole world know we're unfiltered, unite. Just Talk Black Show. We speak on the struggles, we celebrate with voices from the block to the boardroom within. Our stories connect us, it's deeper than chat. It's love, it's respect. Just Talk Black Show. Just Talk Black Show. Say it loud, let's talk black. Just Talk Black Show. Rise together, let's talk black show. Yeah. Just Talk Black Show. Oh yeah. Just Talk Black Show.
Hello guys, welcome back to the Just Talk Black Show. I'm your host DJ Purpose, and if it's your first time watching the Just Talk Black Show, I welcome you. And today I am telling you, we've got a topic on today. It's called Motherhood, Black Motherhood, Finding Yourself. What a topic. I'm telling you, this one, I am so looking forward to interviewing the person. I'm going to let the person introduce themselves. But before I literally do that, I want to show you guys what is on next week, Thursday. So guys, this is it. Next week, Thursday at 7:30 here on YouTube. You have me, your host, DJ Purpose. And what we are going to be talking about, the main topic will be on, are we truly ready for love, Black relationship, healing and growth? So guys, look out for this one. I'm telling you, this one is on next week, Thursday. And that one is going to be interesting. That is about, are we ready as a Black community to be really truly serious about our relationships? And that's talking about the Black relationship. How do we grow together? How do we deal with the traumas? How do we find that true love? Many different things we're going to be covering in that topic. And what I'm saying for you guys, when I do these shows like this, when it's just me by myself, you can phone in on the show and give your opinion on that topic. So that is how interesting it is, guys, that you can literally phone in on that day and give your say on what you think is happening with the Black relationship in the Black community. So I am looking forward to that one definitely next week. Definitely going to be a good one for you guys, next week. So one not to be missed. But I'm going to bring in our guest for the show. And here we go. It's Victoria. Victoria, how are you doing?
Hiya, good evening. I'm doing well, DJ Purpose. How are you?
I'm doing good. I am absolutely doing good, should I say, because I'm looking forward to this topic. As I was speaking to you before we literally come on air, I'm saying that we're going to learn so much today. And for me, as a Black guy, as a Black king, learning what it is from a black queen of motherhood and how you see it from your eyes, and now you're going to be showing us as black men, and I'm praying that a lot of black men are watching this, because this topic is definitely going to be an eye-opener.
Yeah.
So let's introduce yourself to the people, let them know a little bit about yourself, please.
Yes, so for anyone meeting me for the first time, I've been on here before, but my name's Victoria, and I became a wife at the age of 22. Try to do the calculation there. I'm a mother of five children, including two beautiful twins. All my babies are beautiful, anyways, but just had to add the twins there. And I am a keynote speaker, workshop facilitator, and the founder of Grassroots Counselling. And this is where I support children, young people, families, and adults as well across the UK. And also, I've supported them internationally as well. And I'm an integrative counsellor, which just means simply that I work generally around sort of the trauma informed approach. And I meet people where they're at as well. And at my core, I'm someone that genuinely cares about emotional well-being, especially within the Black community, and helping people to feel seen, heard, grounded, and understood.
Absolutely wonderful. So, Victoria, just tell us what personal pushed you towards counselling and healing in your work.
Yes, that's a very deep question. But I never like had one dramatic sort of moment. It was like a collection of different things that sort of opened my eyes into going to this sort of pathway of counseling and doing more around like the healing and therapeutic work. Um, I had a background in youth work originally, and then growing up as well, I grew up in a migrant household where me and my siblings, we became naturally sort of advocates for our parents, where we would translate things. They knew English, they spoke English, but sometimes parents just want the easy way and they just want you to do the work, you know? But we were like the bridge sort of builders and the ones that within the family would navigate those systems and connect things. That was sort of like built within us as well in mind. And later on, as I was growing up, one of my siblings actually went through a late diagnosis of on the like neurodiversities, or that they were what's the word, diagnosed with autism. And then later on as well, so they had that late like diagnosis, and then also another family member actually experienced a significant mental health crisis during COVID times, and it sort of highlighted that gap even more, especially with Black families. You know, there's that gap again, as I'm stressing on the gap of not being aware, not knowing what we have the right to. Or what sort of services are out there for us and that help that we need. So that there's been so much that's been hidden unintentionally, and also how little the support is culturally as well, and the taboo around mental health and seeking support. Because a lot of the times as well, coming from a Black household, I don't want to generalize, but the sort of thing I had growing up is we keep family business in the house. So there's all these different things that's going on, and I just believe that as a community as well, we desperately need the space, or more spaces where our experience can be taken seriously. And I was always very curious about trying to understand people. I loved psychology when I was in secondary school and sixth form, and becoming a counsellor allowed me to blend all these curiosities with advocacy and healing and purpose, really. Oh, I've lost you there a little bit. Bear with me. I can't seem to hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, I can read lips as well, so I can hear you. Bear with me a
Okay.
second.
So it should be coming on now. Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Right. So let's talk about your personal journey. So you became a wife and a mother very young. How did that
Mm.
shape who you became today?
Yes, so who I am today, I am a woman that is very confident in myself. It took me a while to get here. It didn't happen quickly. I would say I was very mature from an early age, which I'm very thankful for. However, in terms of shaping me, I did a lot more growing up as well. Even though I thought I was a mature person, there was still a lot to learn about myself, as well as other people, including my husband, and then trying to now learn and understand little people. Um, there was a lot of learning to be done, and a lot of self discovery on my end as well, to be able to understand who I am a bit more, and what my identity is, what that looks like. So there's been a lot, and I feel like now in my 30s, because I'm allowed to say that,
Okay.
now in my 30s, I'm doing more of that, or understanding who I am, because I spent a lot of my 20s, with the majority of it, being a mum, being a parent, which I love, but now I get to do more and grow with my children as well, and to learn more about me whilst learning more about them.
So you're saying that you're a mother at a young age, at 20, in
Yeah,
your 20s. Wow.
yeah.
That is young, 20s. Okay. So what part of yourself did you quietly put on hold in your 20s?
Honestly, I would say that I just put myself on the back seat a little bit, and it's things like, for instance, my needs, so spontaneous trips, socializing sometimes. Um, yeah, those are be the major ones, or like just having, like, going out with friends for meals and things like that. Not that I decline them, but then I guess sometimes as well, it would be the perception of, oh, they've got children. Let's leave them to. It's a lot. They've got a lot going on. Where actually, no. I mentioned to one of my friends early on, like, the invite would be nice. Let me decline it. Um, those
Yeah.
sorts of things. But I would say, just being able to do some exploring with my husband earlier on were some of the things that we didn't get to do during my 20s. But it's a thing where, speaking about it, going on family trips, those sorts of things, it's more now. However, it doesn't make it any less fun, especially now that I get to share those moments with my children. And then there's always going to be like the unknown things as well. That if life was different, what would that look like? Who would I have been if I didn't have the early marriage, or started motherhood that early, and things like that, which the unknown can be quite scary, but it also just makes me appreciate the woman that I am today, especially that I'm still learning myself as well.
Yeah. I want to touch on your marriage. So you was married at a very young age, your 20s.
Yeah, about 22 at that time.
22.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
22. So how was that at the age of 22? And I just want to ask it on like,
Yeah.
did you have a lot of help and a lot of guidance because you was young at the age of 22? I know you're a church faith based as well. So
Mhm.
was there a lot of counseling? Was there a lot of support in your marriage?
Mm,
Because 20, you're still young.
yeah.
You're still young. You're still learning yourself a lot in life that there is to learn.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of support for you, would you say, in your early 20s too, should I say 22?
We're about to get real, aren't we? Yeah. So early on, in terms of support, we had several people that we could like count on to guide us to the best that they could with their experiences. So we had our church pastor to guide us. And I would say, coming from a Black home as well, you don't really talk about these things that much, which is something that I'm definitely trying to change for my children. And I know like my generation's trying to change, of being more open about marriage, what that looks like, the questions you should be asking when you get to know each other, and those sorts of things. And even what a healthy relationship looks like versus an unhealthy
Come
relationship. So there's
on.
all these things that aren't being spoken about, but you sort of just lunge yourself into. But we had a really good church community that helped. They did marriage counselling, which we went to. We also had like books that we were reading, but obviously books and experiences are totally different things. But it gives you a bit of insight, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we had those things for like the marriage side of things, but we just did it ourselves. Like, honestly, like, being real here, like we learned on the job a
You
little
learned on the
bit.
job. Mm.
And we're still learning now. But I feel like even now we're in more of a comfortable space to talk and share. And out of our set, we were like the first to get married, which, yeah, was quite a scary thing, because there's not really someone to look to talk to about those things, except from like people that are like, because I was 22 at the time, so the others were like in their late 30s, and there's that big gap, and
Big gap. Yeah.
the relatability isn't really there. So we had the counselling at the start, which our pastor was very hot on, and she helped with, and she told us, get in that class. We're like, yeah, cool, we'll do that.
Mm.
And then I feel like from the start of the marriage itself, we just learned and did it together.
No, I love that. Absolutely love that. And I think the part that you was talking about, it's not talked in the household as a black community, which I think that's important. And I think that we need
Yeah,
to, as a community in the household, start talking about what a healthy relationship, what a healthy
yeah,
marriage is, to sit down with our kids and explain these sort of things. Because yeah, no, in my household, it wasn't talked about. It wasn't talked
mm,
about relationship
mm,
or marriage or anything like that. You just basically watched the elders who were married,
yeah,
and that was it. They never sat down and
yeah.
told us about, the trials, the tribulations, and
No,
the hard times
the
when you want
real
to give
stuff.
up, the real stuff that when you want to give up and you have to stay strong, and
Yeah.
those sort of stuff that we've never spoken about. So I think that's very important what you're saying. But going back to your past journey, when did you first
Mm.
realize you were surviving and not fully living?
I'd say potentially between sort of the graduating and working, because before I even graduated, I started to work. I got my job as a youth worker, which was amazing. What more do you want than to have a job before you finish? And life just became about just doing, not so much being. There was still like honeymoon phase of, getting to know each other, doing things. Was just moving constantly. I think reflecting back and when I done some sort of deeper work on myself and understanding who I am, I've always just been going. Like I don't stop. I go. I think I leave something and I drop something because my basket is full of different things. But then actually I pick something else up. So I'm constantly on the move. And I've had to realise, and it's only been within the last couple of years that actually, Victoria, you need to slow down. And I've been more kinder to myself in saying that you need to like, just take one day at a time, and you don't need to do everything all in one day. Because I sometimes will be like, oh my gosh, I wanted to get this done. I'm so sometimes a bit too rigid with myself.
Mm,
And that's when I knew like I needed to sort of reconnect with myself a bit more and not just my responsibilities of things that I had to do.
yeah, absolutely. So, what did motherhood teach you about your own childhood? What did it teach you, motherhood, about your own? What can you look back and say,
Oh,
you know?
yeah. So it's taught me absolutely everything. It's taught me a lot. Um, it's a mirror. If I was to compare it to something, it's the biggest mirror. Can show you sort of the cracks, the good, the shines, the glimmers, all of that kind of thing. It showed me that patterns that I've inherited, sort of the values, the traits,
Mm,
love, and then the ones that I'm trying to unlearn. No sort of bad words like to my upbringing or like and things like that. Just more things that you pick up on really. It's taught me as well that healing isn't optional. And if we want our children as well to grow up in a healthy sort of environment and without carrying those unresolved pain, those baggage, we need to be able to know what we're going to pick up and what we're going to drop as well. And most importantly, it's actually taught me to be present in the moment with my children, not just physically present, but in terms of longevity, trying to be present for them, like healthy wise. So for me, one thing that I share with people as well was around 2 going on 3 years ago now, after pregnancy, my third pregnancy, I it was like I don't know what to call it really, but like post pregnancy preeclampsia,
yeah.
so like high blood pressure, and then I was just very much like no. And they tried like they put me on medication, but I was like I'm not taking this. And then I
Mm,
just went on a healthy journey, losing weight, those sorts of things. So it's taught me that you need to be intentional with things. It's not just talking and being there for the children physically. We need to
physically.
do the active work, be there for them for in the long term as well, especially when you have the ability to do that.
Yeah. To just move, let's move mainly back on the main topic as well. So,
Mhm.
why do you think many black mothers lose themselves while caring for others than themselves?
So a little bit back to the conversation that we sort of went into a little bit off the screen, but
Yeah.
I spoke about sometimes we get lost in the like the responsibility or the role of being a mother, but not actually thinking about who we are ourselves. We lose our identity. And it's sometimes I feel like it's because we're taught to survive rather than actually be self-aware of who we are as a person. Um, we weren't raised to prioritize ourselves. We were just raised to take care of other people. I don't know what you think about that, but I know within the sort of Black community, there is that servanthood sort of nature and behavior, even when it comes to
Yep.
hosting and are you okay, taking care of everyone. And then you forget about yourself. And many of us as well, we grew up watching our mothers pour endless and never like refilling. Like, I see my mum always doing, 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 doing. And I'm like, yo, hold up, you need to look after yourself and take care of yourself. And they grow up and then they've got hypertension or BTs or just all these different things, arthritis, health related issues, because they've done so much and poured so much into their children and other people, they've forgotten about themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Just a quick question. Let's bring a quick question in.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
So it says, did your family support your marriage or did you just hold strong alone? Wow.
Oh, okay. It's like you know a little bit about my marriage there. Um, so it's half and half. I can only share my side of things, but there were some people that did support it more than others, and that was just based off of processes in a way that they
Mm.
wanted certain things to happen first for other people, which I just think going back to biblical sort of roots as well. Um, Everyone's timing is different, and who are we to say the time is right for one person and not another? God's ordained time, really. Um, yeah, some family members did support, and some still did support, but wanted things in a different way as well. And we definitely did hold strong together. A lot of the time, there was a lot of tears and ensuring that we continue strong as well in order to build that strong foundation and strong home. Yeah.
You want to know about your marriage? Wow, that's good. That's good. It's interesting, and I think the reason why they're asking that because you was so young as well, at the
Yes.
age of 20. Some people
But
say you're too young, and
yeah, but do you know what? Do you know what's strange? And I'll put it out there. Some people know what they want. I've always been that person that's planned. I've planned my life out to the point where, obviously, with God's hand in it, but I've been like, I want to do this by this age. I want to do this by this age. So I actually did want to get married around that 22, 23 age. And even to the point where, like, the year before it all happened, I was like, God, where's my man? Like, what's going on? So,
yeah.
yeah.
No, that's good. That's good that you're planning. I think you should have a vision. That as the Bible say,
Yeah.
is it right the vision,
Right,
plain
vision, make it clear. Yeah. Yeah.
clear, so that other people can see it as well. So I
Yeah.
think that's very important that you do have that vision for it as well. What emotion do Black mothers feel but rarely admit out loud?
But like, yeah, I would say in terms of the emotions that Black mothers feel, but they rarely like say it out loud, would be, if I'm talking from my perspective, and feel exhausted. um, Just continue. I just plow through. I just keep on going. I don't know what the word for it, but the only word I can think of is a bit of like annoyance, or like, I don't know whether resentment's too strong, but just annoyed or frustrated when you've got this plan, you want to do something, and then actually it doesn't happen the way you want it to happen.
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook group chats where some parents, even Peanut, like, which is a parent app, where parents sometimes feel very overwhelmed, lonely, like they're doing it all by themselves, because just, especially as a mother, um, within, I would say, the UK society and how it's built, the mothers are the ones predominantly looking after the children. Now things have changed a little bit where the fathers can have or the other, whoever the spouses can have now,
Mm.
like shared parental leave and things like that. but ultimately the mother's the one on maternity leave for the longer time, and then the dad goes to work.
Yeah.
So it's you're, I was going to say stuck, quote unquote,
Mm.
with the child, the lovely, beautiful child or children, if you have multiples, and you don't get a break. And then, the guy's gone to work, whether it's working from home now or gone out to the office or wherever it might be on the road, comes back, he's exhausted. You're still exhausted, but you still have to continue
To continue on.
showing up. Exactly. So
Mm.
there's that. You might feel unappreciated, overlooked, disconnected. I see it and read a lot. Yes,
Mm.
someone just said undervalued.
Mm.
I see a lot of people where you're exhausted, and then you're like, okay, you're meant to now be spending time and having time with your partner, but you're like, no, I can't even do that. I can't even talk to you. Like, I'm just tired. I'm shattered. I just don't want to do anything. Which
Mm.
then all leads to burnout, because you start withdrawing. I've seen people get to the point of breaking down in tears, and it's just a lot. And I'm just like, whoa. And then there's that mum guilt, isn't there? The bit that's often mislooked or underlooked, where you're like, oh my gosh, should I be feeling like this? Is it right to be feeling like this? And then you're questioning yourself and your emotions, even though they're valid. So there's all of these different feelings going on.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I definitely understand what you're saying with that. Definitely. I'll tell you, this topic is powerful. As I said to you before,
Mm,
what you're saying is such an enlightenment, and as I said, I do hope there's a lot of men who are watching this that can learn a lot, because there's
yeah.
a part of that you saying that, yeah, he's gone to work, he's tired when he comes back, but then you've been having a child all day long, sorting out, basically maybe sorting out the house and doing other
Yeah.
bits and pieces, and you get burnt out, you feel tired, and you feel like
Yeah.
you want that break as well. But then he might come in and just say, I'm tired, I can't do nothing, been at work
Yeah.
all day. So that's emotionally can affect, as you said as
Yeah.
well, it can affect the relationship. So maybe a bit further down in the conversation, we'll talk about how can we get that balance, and
Mm,
what is needed to get that balance, because it's all about balancing, isn't it?
yeah.
Which is interesting. How does culture pressure Black women to just cope? Mm.
Oh, if I think about our culture and what that looks like, there is this dismissal of our emotions from an early state of childhood, where you are told to suck it up. Why are you crying? Your emotions are being shut down by your parents already. So when you get to that state of adulthood and then parenthood, you don't want to cry publicly, because you might feel like people might be looking at you like, what's wrong with this person, or it's a weakness. You don't want to admit exhaustion, because that might look like you are now like going above your means, kind of thing, or you can't handle it, or you're weak, again, or you might just not want to ask for help. I know for me, myself, and it took me a lot to be able to accept help, even in a
Mm.
point where someone's like, oh, just hold the door for you. I'm like, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm doing. And this is me juggling two car seats for my twins, and then my 2-year-old, and trying to do it all by myself. I had to tell myself, stop, Victoria. Like, it's okay to ask for help. But now I'm more proactive in receiving the help as well. But yeah, there's just all this sort of narrative that we built up in our minds because of our upbringing and just how it's received, that we just internalize a lot of stuff. We're
Mm.
unable to share our vulnerability.
Yeah, I want to touch on this part where someone put in the chat about
Mm,
loneliness. I want to talk about loneliness. How did it feel as a mother, even though you was married? Did you ever get
yeah.
to that part of just feeling like you're just alone in just looking after the kid? Did you ever have that feeling? And that's personal. You don't have to answer that.
No, I have, and he's aware. Yeah, there are times where like it would be maybe he's got a work trip,
Yeah,
or and it's me doing it by myself,
yeah.
and I've felt like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this by myself. I literally, the way that I've overcome that is putting on like this voice and telling like, you've got this, Victoria, cheer myself on. And the thing is, he's never been in a place where he will just leave me to it. He
Mm,
always wants to make sure that I'm good, I'm okay. I'm like cheering me on as well in the background. He'll call in the morning, how are you getting on? Or sometimes he doesn't want to bother me because he feels like, oh, I've got a lot to try juggle in the morning as well. But um yeah, I'm just like, I've got this. I wake up early, make sure all earlier than I would normally, make sure everything's prepped and packed. And then all it is just getting the children ready, and then we leave. And sometimes I even get to their school earlier than I would on a normal day. So, but
Yeah.
there is a lot of loneliness that comes with it, even
Yeah.
though, like, as a married person, I'm not. You can still sometimes feel like that. You can still sometimes feel like I'm lonely in this and I'm doing this by myself, even though your reality is totally different to that. And
Yeah.
it's just so it's sad. It's sad.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, definitely. What's the cost of being strong for too long?
Oh, don't I know it? Um, feeling anxious, worry,
Mm.
um, feeling like things are spiraling out of your control. Um, what else? I would say that emotional burnout. Someone popped it in the chat as well
Yeah.
about burnout.
Burnout is real. Yeah.
Burnout, and even not knowing that you're burnt out. There was a time that I was burnt out, and I didn't know that I was burnt out until like the year later.
Yeah.
And then, you're questioning, what is this? What's going on? Like, why am I feeling like this? There's so many different signs that might not be the obvious ones,
Mm.
but it's about checking it. You might be numb to things, or just like compassion fatigue, where you just like your empathy is now run dry. You're just like, oh, okay. And it's
Mm.
just, yeah. And sometimes it is just literally the cost is just crying. Yes, depression is a big one. Not even knowing that as well. That's another thing where you're just feeling low and you're just getting on with your day because you have to, and then maybe just wallowing. There's just so many different things that that is literally the baggage that you're now dragging around
Yeah.
from being that strong black woman for so long. Um, that yeah, and then the woman just disappears. You disappear completely without knowing it,
Yeah.
because you've just been doing this unintentionally alone, or even alone if you're a single parent as well. And it's at the cost of your mental health, it's at the cost of your physical health, and so much more.
Yeah. I do want to try later on, definitely, to get a single mother out there.
Mm.
I don't like to say single mother because I don't think, but yeah,
A superwoman, super
a
mother.
super mother. Let's call her super mother. Definitely super mother to call in later, and just I just want to hear their opinion about how they feel. Because people might say, you're lucky that you're married and
Mm,
you got that support, but as you said, sometimes you don't feel like that
mm,
as well, and that's not because he's not supporting you. It can just be that there's so much that you're doing and that you're coping with that
yeah,
it becomes like, even though he's gone to his job, you've got yours right here, you're doing looking after the kids and all that, and it can be tiring because you're
yeah.
getting up early and playing with them and doing certain things around the house. It
Mm,
can be tiring. It can be feeling like I'm just by myself in this house, where he's
mm,
probably going
yeah,
out and mingling. You can feel it, as you said, you can feel it, as someone said in the chat, you can feel that loneliness.
yeah.
But how did your faith, because you're a woman of faith, a woman of faith, how did your faith
Mm.
help you in all of this?
I would say for me, as a woman of faith, it's knowing where my strength comes from, and that's from God, and going to Him and having that faith and hoping. Like, I literally have my mantra of just taking one day at a time. I hand it to God, and I just say that, Lord, you are my Lord over the situation, and that is that you are my driver. You are the one that's helping me through this, and it keeps me grounded. It keeps me purpose driven. It gives me that strength. Some people have their sort of, you can do meditation or like other grounding things, but for me, it's my faith itself. And the thing is, like with the faith, it can also complicate the healing process because you're trying to be real with your emotions, or maybe sometimes you're trying to bypass those raw emotions because you're worried about how that might see you as a woman that lacks faith. So there's all this sort of complications that can come, like this sort of inner battle within yourself as well, where you're like, I should just pray, or you'll be fine, and you're trying to muscle up those positive sort of words in the scriptures. But then you're like, oh, I'm actually feeling this. This is a lot for me. And faith should hold that space for healing
Yeah.
and not replace the healing as well. So it's like a complementary thing when it comes to healing emotionally, or just in terms of your thinking as well, and the process that you have when it comes to being a mother, and knowing who you are as well outside of that.
Outside of that, I just want to quickly just say to everybody who's watching, if you can, and I just ask you this, please, please, please get the thumbs up in the chat. Literally the thumbs up. You need to get that up in the chat. And what that does, it pushes us out to many different people on YouTube. So the more likes that we get on this channel, it will push it out to a lot of people out there. And this topic is definitely one I would say that is definitely needed to be heard in the Black community. You know, Victoria, as I was saying to you, I don't really see much of these sort of things where Black women could come on and literally tell them how you feel as a mother, which is so definitely important. So just got to moving on again. What method about motherhood needs to be unlearned, would you say, from your opinion?
Oh, I would say the method, what the biggest one is the sort of lonely journey of thinking that you have to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
That would be the first and biggest one that needs to be unlearned, thinking that you don't need help as well, because community is definitely everything. So that's probably the biggest thing that needs to be unlearned, as well as not showing your emotions. We like, you know, I've mentioned it about how we've been brought up, and our emotions being dismissed unintentionally, or like, you know, like as a child your worries are just, you know, baby girl worry, the small stuff. It's not the big stuff. You ain't got to worry about bills and adult problems. um but yeah, it's that trying to learn about not numbing your emotions. I've worked with a lot of people that have numbed their emotions out of their own sorts of traumas. They then do not know how to connect with it again, or know what they're feeling, or attach a specific emotion to a specific experience that they've gone through. So it's about being able to unlearn that, and then also now learn how to be more present in those situations and reflect. The other thing that pops into my mind now is about holding on to the good things that happened. We might have bad days, we might have days that didn't go as well as the other days, but just the good days, having that as a recollection and being like, okay, today didn't go as I wanted it to, but I remember when my baby did, like, you know, walked across the room or smiled or gave me a hug, like those little moments to just keep us going as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, what does find yourself actually mean for a mother? What is actually finding yourself? For someone who said, you know, how can I find myself as a
Yeah.
mother?
For me personally, I think finding yourself is more than, how would I put it? More than the role of a mother. I know that's like the easy way out, but we say, you know, sometimes people identify themselves as a mother and that's a quality or a personality type of things, but actually you are more than that. So it's about knowing who you are outside of being a mother, who you were before you were a mother, and what that looks like as well, or who you want your future self to be. Um, and trying to understand your self concept and who you want to become and your ideal self. So is that you are a fun, creative person and you love to go out with people and you're bubbly and you're social, or that you love a bit of you time and reading or having some quiet time to yourself? It's just learning who you are outside of that. And for me, I would say that that's something that I've come to love more now. And also part of learning is putting yourself in situations, safe situations that can help you understand and learn yourself better. So it might be finding a new hobby, or, you know, doing something with another friend and then trying to see, okay, cool, do I like this? Do I not like this? So it's about just learning who you are and loving who you are first and foremost.
Yeah, definitely. Let's ask this question. Hold on, let me bring up this question that somebody said actually. Can you see this question here? You want to
Yeah.
read it out? Do you want to read it out? Shall I read it out?
Yeah, sure thing. I'll read it. So, but what if there's no community? Mother or motherhood is alone. Sorry, mother is alone. Where do they go to find a community? That is a brilliant question. So yeah, so it just popped up again.
Yeah.
So for me, I definitely had my friends, because I live more around my friends and my family. But in terms of where I am, my friends ain't even close to me either. So I had to build a community of people. For some people, it might be when their children go to like reception and things like that. So then you get to have those play dates and you get to meet parents. But before that, you can do things like go on Facebook groups. There is the Peanut app, an amazing lady, which I don't know why her Sandra, yeah,
Yeah,
she's got this Black Motherhood group, and it's a I think like a non-profit or charity organization anyways that is for Black mothers who experience different things, and they do a lot of things. There's an app for specifically Black mothers as well as an app for all mothers from all over the world. So there's the Black Mums app, there's also Peanut, and like I said, Facebook groups, and there's WhatsApp groups that come from the Facebook groups as
yeah.
well, and Peanut, where you can actually meet people. People are like, I'm looking for a mum in my area that wants to be friends, maybe have play dates. And I know sometimes it can be a bit scary, but it's a little bit like the dating apps, but more in a parent way as
In the
well, to
parents'
be
way,
able
yeah.
to find mums, find dads, socialize, and not feel so lonely, and to come to a space where you build that community. So you just got to be intentional. And I know it can be scary to be in that space, especially when there's all these different emotions that comes with that.
Yeah.
But it is doable. You can build that community from scratch. And I know that because I kind of did that with when we moved, building that community.
So that could be found also on Instagram, because I've seen on Instagram there's a
Yeah,
lot of Black mother groups and stuff,
yeah,
and yeah, I think that's definitely important to build your community. It's just about reaching out and taking that time and searching online.
yeah.
There's loads of women's group.
There's loads now. Yeah,
Yeah, on Instagram, because I'm on Instagram. There is so much. I mean, there's more
yeah.
women group than men's group, and I'm just gonna put that out
You're,
there.
yeah,
There's just so much, which is good. You know,
yeah.
is needed, so that you can definitely find a community. Definitely thing. I'm gonna ask you this next question,
Mm.
which is a deep one. I think really deep. Can motherhood be both a blessing and a loss? We talked about this.
We did, and my answer still remains yes. Yes, it can be. I think there's so much that you gain from being a mother,
Can I can I
which
just can I
is,
just can I just repeat that question just in case,
oh
because that
yes,
that that that
yes,
question is, I love that question actually. Can
yeah,
a motherhood be both a blessing and a loss? So yeah, that one is,
yeah.
yeah.
I definitely feel like it can be, and from part of what we spoke about and what I shared as well, it's that you are losing a part of yourself, whether we like it or not. There is a bit that you compromise on, or which is part of relationships, isn't it? You put part of yourself forward, and then you hold on to a certain bit until maybe you're ready to reintroduce it again, whatever that might look like. But you gain so much from it. You gain love, you gain more purpose, you gain a deeper kind of love, but then sometimes you might feel like you lose time because now you've got to do more prepping than you can just chilling or doing other things. Your identity as well, you might feel like you lost your identity a little bit, or you're trying to find who you are now because things have changed. You can't be as spontaneous. You can't just get up and go. You got a little one to think about and take with you if you're going to go with them, and also space. Yeah, you don't have your space anymore. I remember seeing some memes on Instagram about children, like the Velcro child. Like there's some children that just clingy and just
Clinging to
stay with
them,
you,
yeah.
and yeah.
Yep.
So your space is now gonna be intruded, like whether you like it or not, it's just gonna be interrupted. But both can definitely be true, and both can coexist without that guilt or shame or whatever it might be. Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely, I agree with that. And it was interesting that you said that there was a part of, going back to a quote that you said, that mothers
Mm,
only say, well, I've just got to be a mother and that's it. So
yeah.
they give
Yeah.
up a part of themselves
Yeah.
just to be a mother.
Yeah.
And to me, I get it. I do get it, but I also think that you should never, as you said, lose who you are
Hmm.
as a person as well, even though you are a mother. And then people might say, yeah,
Yeah.
you're a man, and it's easy for a man to say, I get it. But I think to have that balance,
Yeah.
and as you said, to take up something that you might want to do, a hobby or an online
Mm.
course, or something to try and improve yourself while you are being a mother. You know, and people can say,
Yeah.
well, I've not got that time. I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that.
Mm.
But sometimes it's about timing, you
Yeah.
know, and I don't think that, and I hear it so much from mothers that I've just got to be a mother and that's it.
Mm.
And I don't think about anything else than being a mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what happened is that you see some of these mothers start building up resentment against the kid that, you know, I had them too young or I had them with a dad that I shouldn't have had them with. And you
Mm.
start hearing these things, you know, because now they've sacrificed who they are and just saying, I'm just going to be a mother and that's it,
Yeah.
you know.
It's that putting the life on pause thing that you hear a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not good. And I think we need to
No.
unlearn that as well and find the
Mm-hmm.
balance of having that fun that maybe, you know, you
Yeah.
can't do as much as you want to do, but maybe going out with a friend or, as you said, meeting with different communities in a group
Yeah.
and having those fun sort of thing where maybe that group or that community say, listen, you can leave your child here with us for 2-3
Yeah.
hours, da 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 da. You know, you get to know, and don't just leave your kid. I'm not saying just leave your kid with anyone you don't know,
Don't do
but
that. No.
don't do that. But I'm saying you build that friendship up, and it's maybe a charity or a registered company out there
Yeah.
that's giving you maybe that 2-3 hours that you didn't know, and then that gives you that time to do maybe something that you want to do and spend time with
Yeah.
yourself and just reflecting on yourself as well, you know.
Yeah.
Another question is what happens to children when their mother is emotionally empty?
Oh, so that one's a deep one. And what I will say is that sadly, the child will feel it. They will absorb that atmosphere. They will absorb that emotion. It stems from, or it starts from the womb when the child is like, when the child starts growing, or the fetus at the time an embryo starts growing and grows, they're already taking on the mother's emotions, the mother's feelings. It's called epigenetics. And then that's why there's things like intergenerational trauma when things are happening, and then the child then feeds off of it, but then it comes in a different format. It might be, a parent's they've been in a country where there's been a war and that's distressed them and things like that. And then that they were pregnant, the child has anxiety for some whatever reason. It shows up in different forms, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, the child will absorb that atmosphere of what's going on. They internalize those tension and they disconnect, and emotional absence is formed. When a mother is empty, the children will try and also fill that space with some sort of behavior. So I put a post up on my Instagram not too long ago on my Grassroots page about a child and how they respond. It's not necessarily them being naughty, but actually them communicating something to you. So behavior is a form of communication. So things like acting out, withdrawing, or being overly dependent and clingy can actually be the child trying to communicate something to you as well.
And we don't look at that
Yeah.
actually. We don't look at that why a child misbehaving or why he's
Mm,
clingy or why there's certain ways.
yeah.
That's true. That maybe we need to start looking at why they are so clingy and building that,
Yeah.
maybe building that confidence that they're not so clingy and certain stuff. You
Yeah.
know, definitely with
Yeah.
that. So, what's one emotional warning sign that mothers should not ignore?
Um. Oh, I would say when your body starts doing things that your mouth maybe refuses to like say. So, yeah, it
What
sounds
do you
like
mean
a
with that?
very deep. It sounds like psychological, doesn't it? Like,
Mm,
but when your body starts panicking in and it's giving you all the signs. So there's this book called The Body Keeps Score, where it talks about the trauma that we've endured and how like your body shuts down, and there's a disconnect between your mind and your body. So ultimately, what I mean by that is that your body is screaming out to you, I'm not happy, I'm not safe, something's wrong with me. But then you, for so long, have withheld that in your mouth and not said something or not gone to seek for support or help and things like that. And those things can then cause us to shut down. withdraw from people in our environment or our community, or we might just feel like emotionally numb as well, that we're just not in a place of communicating or talking to other people.
Yeah.
And that can therefore lead to things like depression or anxiety, panic attacks. So when your body is doing things and you maybe have held off so long and just kept quiet about, that's a emotional warning sign for a mother that they shouldn't ignore, and just you should seek help and support.
Yeah. So let's talk about some action points.
Mhm.
What's a small daily habit that can help you reconnect with yourself?
So the one that I normally go to is like just taking 5 minutes out for myself and just reflecting. I do a bit of journaling in the morning, and I always try to do it in the evening as well. Don't always get to, but I try to do it in the evening where I just like reflect on my day, because I don't like it when my friends ask me that question, "Oh, how's your week been?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't really know, just gone through it." Because I've just been on that sort of hamster wheel and just going, right? So I like to just give myself 5 minutes in silence to just have that moment for myself without my children. And it's just that tiny pause. It just helps to remind me that I do exist outside of all the routine and things that are going on. Something else that actually I read about was going on a walk without anything. So trying to check that without listening to a podcast, without listening to music, being alone with your thoughts, it can help you to learn a bit more about who you are, what you're thinking about, and just to do a bit of reprogramming of your brain and mind as well. So I'm definitely going to be trying that one this year.
Yeah. Another one, how can mothers ask for help without feeling shame? Because a lot of mothers don't want to ask for help. They say, no, I've got it. I've got this. They don't want to ask for that help. So how can a mother ask for
Yeah.
help without feeling shame?
Um, I think a lot it's a difficult one because the shame might still be there. You might still feel the shame, ultimately, but the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Mm,
And also just being honest about your situation is
mm.
another thing as well, or even just practicing. So
Yeah,
sitting in front of a mirror and trying it out until you're comfortable with it, or even not comfortable with it, and then just giving it a go. It's just that little push, really. It does make it easier. And it's about remembering that we're all human beings and no one's perfect. And if they want to judge you, okay, cool. But sometimes a lot of things as well, we make it up in our minds. There was a study about a lot of things, people don't do it because they think it's going to happen, but then actually it doesn't happen. So actually just give it a go, try it out and see what happens. And a lot of the times your thoughts are going to be wrong on how you intend the situation to go. So
yeah.
you might think they're going to judge you, but actually they're going to embrace you and be like, oh my gosh, really? And
Mm.
then you don't know what can come from that conversation.
Definitely, definitely. I'm gonna just pause it quickly again and just ask if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Every week we have new guests on the show, and also I would ask you just please, 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 and if you are listening and your phone's away from you or your laptop's away and you're listening in the background, please just take 1 minute. Just literally, not even 1 minute, a couple of seconds, and just get those thumb likes up. Just tap the like thumb button up, and what that does, it pushes out to many people. Once this show is finished, it would be sending out to many different people so they can view. This topic, I'm telling you, is such a deep topic. I'm definitely gonna have to get you on for part 2 because this topic is so interesting, and I always say I love learning. I love
Mm,
learning, and this is why I love doing this show, because I get so much different people on the show, and just to learn and just to listen is such a powerful thing, because from today I'm learning so much that sometimes as guys we just think, oh, you've got this, you're strong, and
yeah.
you're okay. Sometimes we just think that you're okay because you've not come and said nothing. We just think that mothers are okay, when really and
Mm,
truly you might be suffering inside. And that's
yeah.
definitely that what guys have to be aware of, is that have that time of sitting down as well. You might have
Yeah.
kids and stuff, and have that time to sit down and ask your partner, are you okay? How was your day? How was it with the kids? How are you feeling? And I think that should be a daily thing, because you never know what day that's going to happen on, when you've just might have had a bad day and you just don't feel yourself. So, as I said, very interesting topic. This, I love doing this topic actually because, as I said, I'm learning as a black man. I'm learning, and I'm going to post this in my Black Men's Brotherhood group where there's a lot of black men in it that needs to hear this. Definitely needs to hear this. We're going back to the action points. What boundaries saves your mental health?
For me, it's been, and I love what you just said, by the way. That's really amazing. Before I give my answer on what I think, because those checkings are going to be pivotal points that can help like change things as well. So that's a really wonderful thing you said there. But going back to your question, so what boundaries saved my mental health?
Yep.
I would say that growing up, I was a people pleaser, so I was very much like, let me tend to the needs of other people and help them out. As I've grown older, I've learned the power of saying no, and how that can really help me and put me in a state where I don't feel like I'm compromising who I am and my identity, and without over explaining as well, because I'm very much an over explainer. That so much so that I've tried to even Google how can I make this sound good that I'm an over explainer as well.
Wow.
So that's a
Yeah.
bit about me. But yeah, saying no has been really pivotal in not doing things that I'm not comfortable doing and saying yes to things that I really want to do as well.
Mm.
Um, Another thing that I've learned through my husband has been not answering every message immediately. I was always like literally phone at my fingertips that I would literally, I feel like I have to do it. If I don't, maybe there's that judgment, oh my gosh, I don't know. But there was something there. But then I've literally now, and yeah, it's not always good, but I don't always answer. Sometimes,
Yeah.
God help me, it's been a year. But but yeah, like I don't always answer it. But then I'm trying to do better at answering a bit quicker now because I feel like I've let it slide a bit too long.
Yeah.
Um, Another boundary would be accepting that I can't be everything to everyone.
Mm.
Um, Especially with being a people pleaser, from when I was younger, I wanted to be accepted for who I am and things like that. But I've learned that I cannot be everything to everyone, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I give them me and they can accept that or reject that, and I'm fine with that as well.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've learned, and I've also continuing to learn and um, keep on reminding myself of. And lastly, I would say the other boundary would be protecting my rest. So being more intentional about getting sleep, because I can go to sleep late, but I'll still wake up early as well, because that's just who I am. But I'm learning that I need rest to then be able to give the right energy and the
Mm.
best energy that I can for my day as well.
Yeah. Do you want to answer this question as well? Just read it out for
Yes.
us.
Yeah. So if the mother has a partner slash spouse, can they do together? What can they do together to build a balance of caring for the both come
Come
to
to
a
a fair
fair sort of
compromise.
percent? Yeah. So
Yeah.
like sort of 50-50 kind of thing. Is
Yeah.
that, I'm guessing that's what that means. I would say something I've learned about balance is that balance isn't always going to look the same, always.
Mm.
Sometimes it will be 60-40 or 70-30, but it's about being able to give. And also when it comes to partnership, staffing each other's weaknesses. So there might be days where one partner is stronger, and yes, they've done everything from clean the house to feed the kids and shower them and all that kind of stuff. And there might be days where they're a bit lower on energy and they do some bits as well, but not to the capacity that they did the day before. So I would personally say that they can do it together, but it's about expectations and communicating that to them. Maybe today is just not the day that you're feeling as strong to do everything and energized. So you just say, okay, cool. Can't lie. I feel like all I can do is this today, and stuff like that. And you communicate that across to avoid things like frustration, resentment, and things like that. So it's not always going to be 50-50, but I guess part of that is to have that discussion of what balance looks like so
Yeah.
that it's not too heavy on one person.
Mm. So as well, just going back to that as well, because that's touching on that part as well. So how can a partner better support a black mother emotionally?
Yeah. You mentioned that already, DJ
Yeah.
Purpose. You shared some bits of it about the listening. So actively listening.
Mm.
to what's going on. And I guess a bit to add on to that is without feeling that they need to fix the issue, but just being present in that moment, unless
Okay.
the mother's saying, I need you to help me fix this, or how can we, do you know what I mean? It's just to be a listening ear, to be a sounding board, because that's sometimes what we need. Have you got a question there?
No, I'm listening,
Uh,
and I'm amazed by that, because what you're saying is sometimes we as men we try to fix the problem, and sometimes it's
mm,
not about fixing, it's just about listening.
yeah,
Sometimes it's just about somebody just wants to express themselves without getting
yes,
a reaction or something back, or told don't worry about this or that.
yeah,
And that's something that definitely I'm learning to do more, is just to sometimes just to listen and know when to
mm,
speak and when not to speak,
yeah,
because sometimes people just wants to air how they feel. They don't want you to say, well, you know, you should trust in the Lord or this or that. They just want to air it. They just want to
yeah,
just get it out of their
yeah,
chest, which I think where you're saying that is definitely important. And sometimes as men, because we want to be that fixer. We want to be
yeah,
that knight in shining
the
armor,
protector.
and protect her and say, I've got you. And sometimes it's just about listening, which is important. That's why I was looking at it, I'm thinking
Mm,
that is so
mm,
true, because we
yeah.
do try to fix stuff, definitely, you
And
know.
then rather than trying to fix it as well, it can be a thing of asking, how can I help in this situation? What can I do to help as well?
Yeah,
That's not necessarily fixing or jumping at the sort of knight in shining armor, but actually trying to hear your partner out once again.
yeah.
Um, the other thing you mentioned as well is really about checking in. So they're having that check-in points daily if you can, or weekly, whatever that might look like. Noticing that it's been a bit of a hard day, and then also kind of like share the load, depending on the person's love language. What they like. Do they like affirmations? Do I like you noticing that what they've done? Said, oh my gosh, that was really amazing what you did there. Thank you so much for doing that for the family today, or whatever it might look like. Or it might be acts of service and doing
Yeah.
some things before she wakes up in the morning, getting the house cleared up, or just putting some things away. But just sharing the load ultimately without being asked. I feel like I hate nagging. So just sharing that load without
Mm,
being asked, like, oh, can you put the dishes away? Can you do this? Can you do that? So it's
yeah,
just doing it. Yeah.
yeah. So what about this one? What about agreeing a plan and a plan ahead?
Yeah, I agree with that. But it depends on the person. Do they like to plan that much, or are they a bit more spontaneous? I know that with me, I like to plan and know what's going on. And so is my husband, but then he also likes a bit of flexibility as well. So it's about having that compromise and knowing what works together. Um, but yeah, I think a bit of a plan helps most definitely. And especially if you've got a big family, that's the way
Mm,
forward. Yeah.
definitely. What I do want to do, I do want to open up the phone line to people if you are a single mother, because we've talked about it from a partner. How can a partner feel? But let's talk about also from a single mother's point of view now. She
Mm.
hasn't got that partner. What would you say? Because to me personally, I would say find a good friend, a real
Yeah.
good friend, who would be that listener, but would also tell you the truth. And they say
Mm,
sometimes that truth hurts. To really find that person that you can confide in and talk to, and tell them your deepest emotion, because there is single mothers out there who don't have that.
yeah.
And that's one thing I would say. What would you say to a single mother who hasn't got a partner?
I would literally regurgitate some of the things you just said there in terms of finding like your friends. And also something to share is that even though I'm married and I've had my husband to be there, there's been times where my friends have come. Like I don't, so I don't live in London, but my
Mm,
friends come all the way from London to where I live up higher north,
yeah.
and they've come and helped me clear the house. Like, not that my house is messy or anything like that
Mm,
either, but they've come with the intention to let me take the load off of you, let me help you. What do you need help with in the house? Is it the dishes? Is it just even changing the bed sheets and stuff, like for the children's room, your room, whatever it might be? And a couple of times, yeah, one of my closest friends, she's done that for me, and I'm like, thank you. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Like, you feel seen, you feel heard. So I would say definitely a close friend, or having some sort of support, whether it is that you don't have it currently, but then you're finding people that you can
Yeah.
come together with. And now, like you said, there's different, like, women group, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it might be. It might be from when you do get that chance, doing, like, when you, like, run club, there's loads of run clubs now. There's all these different groups that you can find people that can now be part of your support system, that can then grow and become close friends, with you as well.
What I'm also going to say in that topic, that part as well, is one thing that we haven't touched on, which is very important, is
Mm,
we had a guy, Martin, on the show last year who was talking about godparents.
yeah,
Godparents is very important of who you choose for your child to be godparents, and I think as a black community, we need to really take that serious, because as you're saying, you had your friends who came and helped you. Now,
yeah,
if you had, and I'm not the best godparent, so I'm going to put my hand up, but there's a lot of work that I need to do. Definitely a lot of work that I need to do. But this year is definitely one year that I said, yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more to work on that, but definitely as a black community, we need to be more serious of who we choose as godparents. And sometimes it's not just about choosing your best friend, because they
yeah,
might not can cope with that responsibility. As you said, you might be in a church and you might see an elder person or something like that who can take on that role and be there and
mm,
teach them and say, let me take the kid off you. And so it's about choosing the right godparents that could definitely help you with that. But
yeah.
what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open the phone line up just quickly, because we are coming near the end of the show as well. Let me bring the number up. So this is the number, which is 07471539533. If you do want to call in and you do want to just tell us about how if you are a single parent, or if you've got a partner as well and you're both looking after the kid, how it is for you and how do you feel. So definitely, you can call in now on that number as well. So I would just bring that number up quickly again so you can see it, take a screenshot of it. So the number is 07471539533. Please take a screenshot of it so you can call in as well, just in case somebody calls in and you want to get in after them, so you can do that as well. The number should be scrolling at the bottom of the screen as well. I'm just having a look to see if it's there. Yep, the number is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, so you can also see the number there if you do want to call in. So Victoria, going back to this, what's one practical step a mother who's listening can take this week to reclaim herself? I know we spoke about that, but what's one practical step a mother can listen to this week and can take to reclaim themselves?
Yeah, I would say, it would definitely be just to take a moment for yourself alone, like, whatever that looks like. It could be 5, 10 minutes, it could be an hour. If you've got that ability to have that long, that would be amazing. Or even, like, say for instance, you're in the shower, showering, take an extra 5 minutes just for yourself to be able to have a bit of a breather. Because even as a parent, it's sometimes even hard to get that alone. You just get your little children intruding, or you just can't be left alone sometimes. But if you can get some alone time, just have it, and maybe extend it by an extra 5 minutes or so for yourself.
Yeah. And what about counselling for mothers? Would you say if they need counselling as well? Because you're a counsellor as well. Would you say
Yeah.
counselling can help them as well? Seeing a counsellor?
Yes, I would say you're never too young or you're never too old for counselling. In terms of being a mother, um, I I've been through counselling myself
Hold on, we
during
got.
during oh, got a
Hold on a
caller.
minute. Hello, welcome to the Just Talk Black Show. Can you just hold on a minute? We're just gonna just quickly let Victoria just finish that, and then you could have your say. Sorry, Victoria.
Yes.
It's okay. So So what I was going to say was, in terms of being a mother, I had counselling myself during motherhood, and it was the best thing for me. It helped me to understand some of my fears as well around being a mum to my children, some things that I feel like I want to hold on to because I'm being protective. It just helps to bring out some of our hidden thoughts and beliefs and helps us to address it. So I would definitely recommend it.
Okay. Hello to our caller. You're on the Just Talk Black show. What would you like to say today?
Hi there. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, I think when Victoria said like burnout, and that word burnout, kind of didn't really hear about it until I went to a women's network group, and the host was talking about having a computer system, and a laptop, say, and it kind of runs out of battery, and you put the charger in and it charges up and it starts going again. But burnout is when you're putting that charger in and it's not charging, and it's not charging, and it's not charging, and then you're getting burnout. And that's what we just continue going like we're a Duracell battery. And I just found, being a single mum, it's sometimes not having anyone to really talk to. And I think being a Black single mum, being all strength and I'm going to be independent, actually, I do have a big family, but I don't really want to tell people that I'm struggling or that I need help. So you kind of keep it and juggle like so many balls of two hands until I kind of realised what burnout was when I was going through it. And I'm like, I think I'm losing my mind, if that makes sense.
No, that's powerful. And why is it that you don't want to ask for help? Because I hear that a lot from Black single mums. Oh, I don't want to help. I don't want to bother nobody. I don't want to be a burden on nobody as well. Why do you think that is?
I don't know if it's expectations as well.
Yeah.
We have to work harder as Black people as a whole in the community. That kind of workplace, you get that ceiling, trying to, it could be simple, you go to the bank, would you get the loan, or the white person get, not talking about colour here, but I think as a Black person on a whole, there's just always this stigma that we have it harder. Then as a Black woman, it's like, how do you ask for help? Because it seemed like, well, you should be doing it like your grandparents did it, your great-grandparents did it, but don't realise this is a whole different time from when our grandparents and great-grandparents, even maybe some, our mothers, depending how old they are, were growing up. Things were cheaper, things were easier. I think you had that kind of tribe, that kind of community. I remember being at my grandmother's quite a lot, or my aunties. Now everybody's working, everybody's busy.
Yeah.
I've been on the phone before, and just before I've asked for help, it's like, oh God, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted. And I'm like, oh, what's up? And I'm like, I'm good, thanks. No, you're good. You talk. And I've actually called to air my issues. I'm like, no, you talk. That's okay.
So before you can even ask, they're telling you about their problems, and that shies you away from even asking about help, which is true. No, I really appreciate your call, and it's an enlightening as well. I mean, for a single mother, definitely, I think as Black men, we need to understand a little bit more how. As I said, I don't like the word single mother. We'll call you a superwoman, superwoman or something. We'll call you, I don't know, but that single mother, I don't like the word at all. But I think as a Black man, we need to learn more of how it has an impact, and and I think as a community, as you were talking as well, how can we find a way to better support our community? I was thinking definitely. Like Saturday schools, that we used to have them Saturday schools, or that kids that used to go to, or youth clubs that would give mothers a break. And I think as a Black community, we need to bring that back, definitely need to bring that back in the community, and it needs to take us to do it and stop waiting for the council or someone else to do it for us. I think as a Black community, we need to rally around and have our own buildings and own our own buildings, that we can have these groups going.
I think, as Victoria said, it's that kind of communicating with each other, and also trust. We don't really, as a Black community, we don't really trust each other as much. There's always this stigma that someone will steal from someone will take my idea, somebody, not realising that we're all in it together. Yeah. And if each one help one, we'll raise that bar, especially our children watching us as leaders. They watch us, they end up doing the same thing. And I think it comes back to changing the status quo, looking, what went wrong maybe from our mothers or great, grandparents, and let's do something different. And as you said, it's communicating, but then also it's action. It's having that plan
The action.
and action it as well. We're all talking, but then nothing's actually happening.
And the thing about this, there's good people out there, and I was talking about this the other day in how we can move forward as a community. There's so much dots on a page. As Black people, we have dots on a page, but it's how do we connect all those dots together? Because you might be doing something over here and another person doing over here, but because we don't have that network or that connection that could open that door, and that's, I think, as a community, we need to get back to that networking. I know who you are. So as well, we're talking about networking and how powerful networking is. And even just doing this show, how much doors this show has opened up for me just by meeting certain amount of people that I've met. It's opened up a lot of doors. So I think it's very powerful, and we just need to connect the dots on the paper, because there is good people doing good stuff out there, a lot of good people, but they're not getting recognized. Even to find a Black event, even just to find sometimes the Black mothers group, I know they're on social media enough, but if there's not a recognized place that people can literally go to, they might never heard of the group. And I know you could put it in on Google, but who controls Google? Who controls what you see and what you know and those sort of stuff. But if we had a place like, for example, when you want to buy something, where does everyone go? They go to Amazon.
Amazon,
innit? Amazon, you just go, everybody knows Amazon's a place to go to buy stuff. And I think as a Black community, we need that hub. And I did speak about when I done my show, how we can move forward. And that's something that I'm looking to bring out, by the way, my Black solution. So I must promote that.
That's good.
I must promote that. But no, definitely I thank you. Is there anything else you would like to say before?
I'll just say one thing, and I think, I don't know if you guys touched on it, but just that trauma though as well, coming together as Black people, as individuals, and together with your family and community, we need to kind of address the trauma from our past. And as you were saying earlier on about that trauma that's through the womb, that's sometimes a kid is young and they're screaming, you think, why is a kid like, they don't know what they're crying for, but there's something that's gone on maybe in your life and their life, and your mothers and fathers that child's been born with. And I think if we can address that more, let's not have this taboo like, oh, you're going therapy, like, oh God, you're mad, you're crazy. I'm not mad and crazy. I've got issues that I need to resolve. I've got things that I don't even know that I need to resolve, but yet they're coming out in my behaviour. And let's address that, and let's be proud of that. Let's not make it a taboo or something. Americans, a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, they've got counsellors and therapists. Like,
in America.
Everyone's got a therapist in America, but you want to make it healthy. You want to make it a healthy balance that I need someone to speak to, and I don't feel safe at the moment. I feel quite vulnerable, and have that conversation. And once we can build up ourselves as individuals, we can then be better for our children and better for each other moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. No, I appreciate that. Really do appreciate your phone call in for today for the Just Talk Black show. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Victoria. Have a good evening.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Definitely good. If you like to call in now, anybody else before we close up, I'll tell you, this show's been wonderful. Absolutely, I've enjoyed this. As I said to you, definitely enjoyed this. But if anybody would like to call in now, you've got your opportunity. Please do call in as the show is coming near the end. Let's talk about and I don't know, we can just touch on this a little bit from both our point of view. There's a question. Hold on 1 minute. Hello. Welcome to the Just Talk Black show.
Hello. Good evening. Yes.
Good evening.
Listen, thoroughly enjoying the show, man. Thoroughly enjoying the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to pose a question as well, if possible.
Yep.
So I literally just came on about 2 minutes before you called out my name, man. So I'm Martin Stevens, the gentleman you spoke to about God parenting. And yeah, just wanted to put to your caller, not to your caller, sorry, to your guest.
Yeah.
You know, is she in touch with the godchildren of her child? Does she have you know, a relationship with them? Are they in her life? If not, then that's definitely something I would like to you know, pose to Victoria, to say, look, reach out to them, because they are probably unaware. More than likely, they're unaware how important their role is and how much of an impact their role can play in that child's life,
Yeah.
and with supporting herself as well.
Mm.
So I have 7 godchildren, 7 official godchildren, and I'm telling you, the times when I'm able to kind of, you know, take my godchildren under my wing and have them for a day or even for a few hours, sometimes it's a much needed relief for
Yeah,
the parent.
definitely.
And yeah, so that's something I would definitely you know, advocate and put to Victoria to say,
No,
you know,
what it was is that we were speaking of Victoria. I don't know if you heard it. Victoria was saying that she has a good friend. She has a lot of good friends who would come around the house and help her do certain stuff. Then I touched on the topic of godparents
okay.
from a whole point of view that we didn't touch on that topic, and I said that is very important. So Victoria's she's got what I was gathered, she's got a very good network of people. I don't know about the godparents, but that
The
if you want to
godparent
answer
is my
that.
best friend, so
Oh, there you go. You
I've
see.
got a few
Oh,
godparents,
fantastic.
but the godparent that came to my house and helped was, yeah, she is my best friend.
Oh, okay. Okay. Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
There you go.
Okay.
Right. So
Okay.
we got to get you back on the show though. Godparents, you know, definitely is a topic which is very important talking about this show, because
Mm,
as we're saying, single mothers out there as well, it's very important that they do choose the right godparents, because that can be a lot of weight off their shoulders as well.
absolutely. Absolutely. Hugely.
You know, and I know you've got books out there as well. What's one of your book, and where can I get your book from for godparents? So if
Yeah.
a single parent is out there,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for your for the godparents for their birthday, they can buy your
Mm.
book. They can literally buy your
Oh,
book
absolutely.
and give it to them, and it
Absolutely.
might just nudge them
Absolutely.
on to do a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So all my books are available on Amazon, ranging from Grand Legacy of Regal Years, Building Their Character, and the one we were talking about, which is Raising Up Role Models.
Yeah.
They're all available on Amazon. I've just published a new one as well,
Okay.
based on my song that I released called Beautiful Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Raising Up Role Models is definitely the one. I had somebody who purchased that
Yeah.
and bought about 13 copies and distributed it as a Christmas present. And I'm telling you, it really made an impact in some people's lives. In fact, she gave it to her own godparent.
Yeah.
And she got a phone call back 10 days later, crying down the phone, saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I've not been like this to you in your life." And it really impacted them, and they've been in contact ever since. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, highly recommend Raising Up Role Models on Amazon.
Absolutely powerful. Right. Is there anything else you would like to say, Martin, before we go?
Only just add that what you're doing, bruv, is absolutely legendary. Absolutely amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep reaching out, connecting people, and yeah, just exposing, if that's the right word, you know, more and more people to your network, and yeah, just sharing these fantastic positive vibes.
No, I
It's
appreciate
amazing,
that.
amazing, bro. Yeah, it's amazing.
Absolutely appreciate it. I will be getting in contact with you. Don't worry. You will be on the show.
No
Part
doubt,
2,
no doubt.
definitely.
Yeah, all right.
All
Cool.
right then, Mark. Thank you for calling in. Have a wonderful
No
day.
worries.
All right,
All right,
care.
likewise.
Bye-bye.
Take care, Victoria. Bye-bye.
Take care, bye.
So I did have a caller who called in. If you like to call in, I'm going to take this as the last call. So anybody literally called in, we did have a caller in. If you like to call back, let me just quickly bring the number up for you guys. Let me get it up. So the number is 07471539533. If you like to call in and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about single parents, or if you are in a relationship or married and you both are growing up with kids, just tell us a little bit about yourself and yeah, just let us know what you're doing. So I would quickly like to say as well, please, Pete, let's get those thumbs up in the chat. It's very important. Get those thumbs up, get those likes up. As I always say, if you are listening in the background and you just got it on, take that 1 second or 2 seconds or 3 seconds to just quickly just tap that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel. It's very important that I say to people, subscribe to the channel, because what that does is every time we go live on a Thursday, it puts it out, it broadcasts it to you and let you know that the Just Talk Black show is on. And also, if you would like to be a guest on the show, the number is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. You can call that number after the show is finished. And have a little chat with me and just tell me what you do and what you're about. And yeah, we can get you on the show just like Victoria today. So this is your opportunity, guys. If you do have a Black-owned business or you have a testimony, literally just give us a call and we can get you on the show. So Victoria, is there anything that as we come to the end of the show, we might get a call, we might not. Is there anything that you would just like to say to the listeners today before you go?
Yeah, so I think just to summarize some of the things that we've spoken about today, and being a mother, especially in my younger years, it would be that don't let it be your end all and be all.
Yep.
Don't lose yourself in it. Don't be overly consumed by it. But then also remember that you are important and you matter, and that you should also put yourself first. I know it's obviously that balance of putting the children first, marriage or the relationship, whatever it might be, but also doing something for yourself and loving on yourself more as well. So as much as you're pouring love into your children and the household, pour more love back into you as well.
Yeah, definitely. And that is it. I think what question I want to ask you is mainly the famous question of the Just Talk Black show. So if you could host a table with any one Black person, living or past, who would you invite and why?
So I remember last time I gave I think the answer was Eve. But I think this time round, potentially Michelle Obama.
Okay.
Very iconic woman. I think in terms of motherhood and how she balances things as well, and where she's come from, her story. I would love to know more about that as well, and just how she holds her stuff up, like her resilience and everything that she's gone through as well has been amazing, just to see how she's been able to come through that and come out transformed even better than she was before as well. So yeah.
Absolutely. I like that one. I do like that one. Different, but yeah, I like that. Before we let you go, can you quickly tell people about your company that you have? Is it what's it called?
Grassroots Counselling.
Counselling.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. So Grassroots Counselling is a therapeutic organisation that is to support children, young people and adults and their families as well. And it's about bettering your mental health and well-being. And it's ultimately it was around doing one-to-one counselling, but I also do workshops around well-being, resilience, identity, and I'm a keynote speaker as well. So that's a little bit about me. And you can find me on LinkedIn if you just search Victoria Aregs, Aregbesola. It's a long one, but it's good. It's worth the spelling. And then also my website is grassrootscounselling.org, grassroots with an S, counselling.org, and you can link up with me there. And my socials are all on there as well. And most importantly, if you feel like you do want to take a step into knowing more about your well-being, maybe it's your upbringing and you want to deal with that and you want support with that, I'm more than able to support you, and I'm here to help you find that value and to invest back in yourself.
Definitely. So what I'm also going to say, so once this show have finished, I would be putting it all of Victoria's social media, her website, in the description. So if you go back and watch this show, it will be in the description at the bottom, so you can be able to find her on all her platforms. that she is on, and I think that's very important, that you go and support her, even if you follow on Instagram and LinkedIn and all those sort of places. Just follow her, support her. She has been a wonderful guest. I'm definitely going to have to do part 2.
Thank you.
And I might just have to make it as a 2 panel or maybe a 4 panel, but have you definitely by yourself, and have a panel of married couples or partners, and also having single mums, because I think I need to definitely hear from the single mums as well, to get a different side of it as well, and how they feel and stuff. But definitely, I think there is similarity in the sort of the way of feeling lonely at times.
Yeah.
Even though you've got a partner, he's gone to work, you feel alone in the house. There is that sort of thing, but then there's the other part of money, which was one of the questions that I should have asked, but I don't think I'm going to ask that question, is the money side of it. For single mothers who's got kids, it can be very difficult and hard, and it can be also hard if you've got a partner as well, because of the jobs and certain things and prices going up. So definitely I want to have that discussion with the single mums out there. But for you yourself, I am so grateful to have you on this show. It has been a blessing. As I always say, I have learned so much today, and it's definitely going into the Black Men's Brotherhood group. I'm going to post it in there and say to the guys, go and watch this, and pass it on, share it on. And to the listeners as well, as I said, once this show has finished and we've come off, please go on to the Just Talk Black show and share this with everybody. When you go to YouTube, it will have an arrow on it, and you can literally share this to your friends and your family. So if they've missed it or wasn't unable to think, or somebody who needs to hear this conversation today, please do that. And that's it. So Victoria, thank you, and I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you. Just wanted to quickly say as well, the person that called first, if they would like to reach out to me, I'm here and we can talk, and I'd love to see how I can support you and help you as well, in regards to that feeling of feeling like maybe you can't ask for help as well. So I'm here. DJ Purpose is going to put my details in the description bit, so just feel free to reach out to me.
Definitely. I'll give her a shout and see if she wants to do that. Definitely know who that is. So Victoria, thank you for coming on to the Just Talk Black show. Really appreciate you today. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's it, guys. That is literally the end of the show. And I'm telling you, what a show that was. So if you don't know, and you know any black guys out there, please, you can see on the right hand side of the screen, there is a WhatsApp group for black men. It's called Black Men's Brotherhood group that I have started. I'm telling you, we've got some absolutely good guys in this group. There's a lot of good guys out there who, and to me, it's the power of the group, seeing black men support one another and uniting and being positive. There's no foolishness going on. They're encouraging one another. And just to see that as a black king myself, and seeing black kings in there, and black men calling other black men kings and brother and all those sort of words, is so powerful. So if you do know a black guy who would benefit from being in the WhatsApp group, please take a screenshot of that. You will be able to find that on, and let me see if I could bring it up a bit. So this is a bit bigger. So guys, you can see nas.o/Black Men's Brotherhood. If they type that into the Google or whatever, it will bring them through to the Black Men's Brotherhood, and it's like a quick form that they fill in, and that's literally it. So this group is very, very powerful, and I think that there's a lot of black guys who would benefit from being in that group. And just to show you as well, also next week's show, guys, it is me, solo DJ Purpose, and this gives you an opportunity to call in. I'm telling you, this is one that you do not want to miss and have your say on it. And it's talking about, are we truly ready for love, Black relationships, healing, and growth? You know, that show, I'm telling you, you can literally call in and give your own opinion on the Black community. And, you know, is it hard to find love nowadays? Is the Black man showing up in the right way? And how can we unite as kings and queens? And yeah, we're going to be talking about relationships, which is going to be so deep. It's going to be an interesting topic, definitely one not to miss. But also as well, guys, I would say once the show has also finished as well, there is a form now that, guys, if you do want to see or how we can improve the show as well, you can literally go in the description of the show, of this show that you're watching now, and you can fill in a form and just help me on how I can improve the show and what you did like about the show and what you didn't like about the show. It's all about me learning. I'm very open to learn and how I can improve this show. So if you've got any tips or any ideas of how I can improve the show, please do that. But that is it, guys. That is literally it today from the Just Talk Black show. And I'll quickly say, if you have not got those liked up, get those liked up, and please subscribe to the channel. And thank you for all the people that's been in the chat today. I'm telling you, you have been a blessing and wonderful to see so much people in the chat today as well. And all for the phone callers as well. And there was a phone call person who called in. I'm sorry that we couldn't get you on. So, but yeah, next week it's a phone-in free line that you can phone in and have your say. But thank you all, guys, for coming on and watching the Just Talk Black show.
They said motherhood would complete me. Painted pictures, saw smiles and warning signs. I love my babies more than breathing. But tell me why I'm still searching for mine. I wake up strong, head tight, heart heavy. Pour from a cup that don't refill itself. They clap for the sacrifice, never ask me who I became when I lost myself. I don't regret it. I regret the silence when nobody said it's okay to miss you. I'm a Black mother holding it down, but sometimes I'm breaking when no one's around. I give them the word, smiling through pressure, nobody sees. I'm strong. Yeah, they say that's my role, but who catches me when I'm losing my soul? They don't talk about the nights you disappear while everyone else still knows your name. You become mom before woman, carry the weight, still swallow the pain. I'm proud, but tired of pretending that strength don't cost me a thing. I deserve space to be human, not just a crown, but room to breathe. I'm healing out loud. I'm choosing me too. I'm more than surviving. I matter, it's true. Just Talk Black show.